All right, guys, I will admit that I actually don't know what order I'm going to end up uploading all these videos in, but if you've been kind of following the saga with the attempt to reinstate the 1908 database and the 1908 replay, you kind of know where we've been so far. So first of all, we had to get a fresh version of 1908 loaded in NP3, which took us like a couple of seconds. Second of all, we had to get all of the games copied over, which the program did automatically. That took like less than 2 minutes. And third of all, we have to figure out where the opening day rosters are, which is what we just did last time. I kind of cheated. I used Diamond Mine Baseball. By the way, when it comes to perhaps other replay projects that we might do in the future, I tend to trust the transaction research that's gone on in Diamond Mine Baseball for the most part. That's kind of a safe thing to use as the basis. I don't want to be disparaging of other games, but I will tell you that if you would, I don't know, like make me stake my life on it, make me choose between Diamond Mine and Action PC Baseball and OOTP, I'm probably going to go with the Diamond Mine database because I know the work and the time that's gone into it. Some of these other ones, maybe not so much. Anyway, whatever. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to set up these opening day rosters and then where we're going to go from there. So we're going to go back over here to the screen view. We're in 1908 still. You can't see that. I apologize for that. That's just sort of the way that this is. Diamond Mine Baseball has yet to catch up with the modern age and likely will never catch up with the modern age. We're going to look at all the transactions. It's funny because you can look at injuries too, but these transactions include injuries. Actually, why am I looking at that? I need to be looking at roster manager profile. My point there was that the transactions include injuries. Why do you have two different things for them? Whatever. We're looking at who? The 1908 Boston Doves. And so the way that we do this is pretty simple. This is all in alphabetical order. Now, if Diamond Mine is not showing you this in alphabetical order, you can right-click on some white space and go to Arrange Alphabetically, and then it will arrange this all in alphabetical order. Should be like that by default. It isn't always, right? And then we just go through one at a time and we see who's green. Oh, look, Becker's green. He is not active. Chappelle is green. He is not active. Hannafin is green. He is not active. Maloney and Mattern and McCarthy are green. Now, the other thing that we want to be doing is we want to go through this one at a time, and we want to make sure that all the players are showing up on both sides. Now, the reason why we want to make sure of that is because Skeetersoft will come with the rosters as they were at the end of the season, not at the beginning of the season, right? It's kind of a backwards thing, and I'm not 100% sure I understand why this happens, but when you buy the cards or when you buy the game, it will come with everything set up as the rosters were at the very end of the season as opposed to the very beginning. I guess I should say, because I'm kind of the expert at this now, that that's what happened with National Pastime. It's exactly what Clifford Van Beek did. Whether this is the right thing to do for a replay is another question. Anyway, we are up to McGann, and then Herbie Moran is not on the active roster. Big Jeff Pfeiffer is not on the active roster at the beginning of the season. Richie is. Then you have Harry Smith, who's not. Fred Stem, who's not. Bill Sweeney is, but Walt Thomas. And now we have to be careful here. We have two guys named Young. Harley Young is not. Tucky is also not on the active roster. Harley Young is not, but I Young is. Irv Young. Okay, so we have that so far. We will save our changes. We got to figure out, though, who Irv Young is. And so what do? We go back over here, right? Remember, we were over looking at stuff before. We're going to go over to Baseball Reference. I'm just going to look at the 1908 Doves. I'm not even going to look up Irv Young, right? Here he is. And all we need to know is who was he on before in 1908, right? So we click on this. We wait for it to load for like an eternity. It's not going to load quickly because I'm doing this on the Windows side. If I were doing it on the Linux side, it'd be done by now. But I'm talking to you, so I kind of want you to be able to see this. Oh, and look, it's going to just totally freeze on me. What a wonderful day and what a wonderful time to decide to do this. He's come up now, and Firefox decided to completely exit on me. That's a good sign. So we will open this up again, and here he is now. It was updating, and thankfully it didn't tell me. Why would I want to know something like that? Yeah, so he actually started on Boston, then went to Pittsburgh. But remember, Skeetersoft is set up so that he will be on the team he was on at the very end of the season, which is Pittsburgh. And so we go over to Player Team Association, right? We go over, there's the Pittsburgh Pirates, number 15. We're looking for Young. So what we really want to do is we want to sort it by this, but it's not going to let me. Here, we can find a player. Young. Irv Young is the player I'm looking for. There we go. His association with the Pirates, number 15. We want him with the Doves, who are number 9. So we write in 9. Save changes. Player team association table updated. And now when we go back to their roster, there is Irv Young. And we just want to make sure, yep, Irv Young is active. So he does start the season with the Braves. So we're good to go. Click on save. Now you'll notice here they only have 17 active players. I don't remember what the official roster limit was for 1908. I know that it's more than 17, right? Whatever. You guys can go figure that out. You can let me know in the comments or like do whatever it is you need to show off your wonderful knowledge, whatever, right? The point here is that this is sort of the step that we need to go through to make sure that we have all the teams set up the way that we want to. Now, when we're done with this, then we will go back through the transactions kind of painstakingly and re-input the transactions that have already taken place in our season. Now, you're probably looking at this and you're probably thinking, how come there's not an automatic way to do this? There is in NPIII an automatic way to do it, but it's a really kind of beginning system, right? It's not a very well fleshed out transaction system. The assumption is still that if you're going to do a replay with this game, that you're probably going to play it as if you were playing with actual cards, right? You could design a game in which the opening day rosters are an option. You might have to do some research to figure out what those rosters exactly were, but you could design a game in which they were an option and in which transactions happen automatically. However, it has been chosen here that this is not the way that we're going forward, and instead people who replay seasons are kind of encouraged to do the research themselves. My personal opinion, it would be a lot easier if we would go through this like automatically instead of having to like go through this painstaking effort, right? But then again, I mean, what am I going to do for the rest of the day, right? I'm going to sit here and do this. So, I mean, you probably don't want to listen to what I have to say about this because look at what decisions I'm making with my life. Anyway, there you go. We'll get through this hopefully pretty quickly. And before you know it, we'll be back to playing games with 1908 again. I'll talk with you later. Bye.